and gentlemen, welcome back. 16 Kia Sedona. Needs a transmission. Long story short, I'm not going to explain it. Don't feel like it. Needs a transmission. At the end of the day, that's where we're at. Let me pause. All right, so I was trying to get in my head what procedure I'm going to use here. Go lay down. To do this job. In a nutshell, I'm going to put a disclaimer before I do anything else. I'm going to put a disclaimer because I'm tired of people crying about this and that and all that good stuff. If you don't have mechanical ability, do not do this job. There is nothing about that is easy per se. It is easy for a mechanic. It's not easy for the general population. If you don't know what you're doing, don't do this job, period. So, the other thing I'm going to say, some of the stuff that I'm going to film is going to help you doing it at home. If you're doing it at home, if you have a buddy with you or something like that, some of this is, or maybe a lot of it is going to be helpful to you. Some of it will not be because of my setup versus your setup. You may or may not have the tools that I have. I don't know that. I don't care. I use these tools. I'm not going to make it complicated on myself, obviously. Come on now. I'm not going to make it hard only to show you how you can do it in the backyard. I'm not going to do that. But anyway, got to make money here. Anyway, stick with me. I'm going to go through there 1, 2, 3. Hopefully, I don't forget anything. Odds are I will, because I don't rarely ever look at service information when it comes to stuff like this here. Sometimes I do. But anyway, without further ado, let's move on. All right, push clips. These are busted, as you would expect. There's your air intake snorkel. Remove. Air filter, pull up, push the clips, remove. Air filter housing's got to come off. Battery's got to come off. Basically, I'm not going to film everything right here, right now. Like I said, if you can't do it, don't do it. If you don't know how to go about taking stuff apart, just don't do it. Battery, air breather. We've got to undo the shift cable. Let's see, shift cable, the battery, the battery tray that holds the battery in place. All this got to be removed, and we're going to do so. In a nutshell, I'm going to take the wheels off of here to make it easier for me to reach in if I need to reach in. So you know the drill. For those of you that have been watching my channel, you know how to do these things. So I'm going to pause you up and work on this. If you're interested, there's your difference. All right, vehicle is completely down on my lift arms right now. So look at the difference. Those of you who follow my channel know what's coming next. Yes, we are careful with it. We're not hurting it. Don't worry about it. We're not scratching it, hurting it, doing anything of the sort. No. And I'll always take that chance. All right, reason the camera is on, yet we're going to have to do you have to do some figure it out on your sheet metal if you do this job, because you're going to have a 3-legged brace going over the top of this here to hold the engine in place. Now I'm going to remove some of the stuff here now that it's all down, hood's out of the way. I can see. I'm not going to document it, but I guess I can at least leave that running. Let's see. 10 mil. Wow. Well, that one is tight. You don't see that very often. That one was not tight at all. Remember what I've always said, that when you're working on Japanese, 13s or 12s. $15 will be a 14. That is a heavy little critter right here. That's a big old battery. Get this set off the side. $10mm for the airbox feet. Zeus, in here. That sucks, I got interrupted. Okay. $12. G. Phillips on the boot. Odd. Oh, man, my eyes must be getting crappy. That's a 12mm as well. I now see that. No, it's a 10. Sorry. Should be a 10 right there. I didn't even see the hex on it. It kind of blends in together. Oh, let go. Let's see which one we have to remove. And get this clip moved back. Once that thing comes loose, it's going to be movable. Yep, here we go. Let's get the boot slipped off in the back. That has never been a part, I can tell. Now, airbox moved over here. I have a bad habit of putting the stuff right in my way. That boot can stay, actually. Yeah, that boot can stay. We've got wiring harness, 10mm, 2 bolts. Got a clip on the side of the transmission. We've got a hose right. No. We got these wires here, whatever they are. Speed sensors or shift sensors, well, whatever they are. No matter what they are, got to come apart. So wiring. Get interrupted again and again and again. So here's a plug, gotta come loose. Full show. Here's a plug that's gotta come loose. This is a toggle. What I meant by that, it's got a toggle lock on it. Okay, so this is a breather. You don't have to worry about that. We will, however, have to undo steering linkage, not steering linkage, the shift linkage. Steering linkage, yeah, undo the steering linkage there, buddy. That make a lot of sense. Okay, so one bracket. I'm gonna take a bracket back here. Get these three bolts out, or 2 bolts, 1 nut. Get that out of your way. That is for sure 12mm. This is 12. That's 12. Okay, this bracket here, I'm not worried about. We can get this later. That can be done later. Okay, all right. I might have just, oh yeah, that was good. Kind of keep in mind what these bolts are. It's a bad situation when you, all right, when you're doing this business right here, make sure that you don't wipe the mark where this needs to bolt back to, because that is adjustable. That is very important. You can do that later, but it's easier just to right away go back with things. Just a lot easier that way, in my opinion. So we'll get this turned around a little bit, get it out of the way. Set these bolts over here. We'll have a look here in the center. Can get to that one. You can get a lot done. Tuck some stuff out of the way, do yourself a favor. Is there anything else attached to this transmission on the top? I swore there was a ground somewhere, but I don't see it. There it is. Right there it is, underneath the black. Or it is black, that's why I can't see it. Right there where the light is shining, actually. Snapper crazy. That is our ground strap. So we're moving on to, I'll pull the engine cover at some point in time. Somewhere over here, right there, as in, can you see this? No, you cannot. I'm gonna get you over here a little bit. So somewhere over in this area here, right there, is where we need to hang our engine. Now, that being said, that's up over the top of that. I don't like that, but it is what it is. That is sheet metal, nothing to be taken off to get to that part. Yes, I have been under the weather, so bear with me on that one. Is there another bracket? I don't see it if there is. I don't see it if there is. Well, I'm not going to waste my time on it right now. Let's get the bolts out. That should be about the right length, but I do not know what size they are. That I do not know. Make sure I'm on the right bolt here. They look pretty large, actually. See, this is the part where it's really nice to have your new one. Okay. What do we got here? What we got here is okay. There is something I gotta undo. And to finish that sentence, that is the crank position sensor. 10 mil on the bottom, and there's a bracket holding it in. I don't know how good this is going to. I kind of think that wrench was a bad choice. That was absolutely the wrong choice, as a matter of fact. I should have grabbed this ratchet. Ain't nothing worse having the sniffles than working on friggin' automobiles. And my head is in the way, sorry, it is what it is, get over it. Don't mean to be irritated, and I'm not, I'm just saying, that's just part of it. I mean, I'm not gonna spend 3 hours extra because somebody can't see what I'm doing. As I said, that goes back to what I was trying to tell you. If you don't know what you're doing, don't do it. Anyway, this is exactly what that is. So So there's a push type retainer, standard. We see them all over, used all over the place. So let's see if I can undo that without breaking everything. If only I could see this. I'm going to say it stays there. That's what I'm going to say. I'm just going to try that. That wire is stiff. It's like super duper stiff. You know what? I mean, what in the blazes are they thinking? The stupid thing don't even come out. What are you thinking? That friggin' thing has got to be a foot long. I can't even get it out of here. Can't pull it out of the hole. Because it hits on the bottom, whatever is bolted to the bottom. Oh, there it is. Good God Almighty, look at the length of that thing. All right, it's off. Doesn't matter. Moving on. All right. So I still have not figured out what size that is. Looks to be a 14 now that I look at that, but I got to dog at the phone. All right, so I was wrong actually. It was what I thought it was. So there's two. So far there's two 17s just under beside each other, just under the coolant section right here, and there's one more tucked away over on the other side. I think that one would be easier removed on the bottom. Let me close my phone here and get my phone out of the way before I mess the phone up. But I think that one over there should be easily accessible. Or no, well, let me back up on that. No, I was wrong. We are going to pull that right here, right now, because this is not going to be easy to get. In case you didn't catch what I was saying, that's what I'm using. Throw that back in there. Don't need to lay around. My hoses. This is going to be slightly wet. So note your position of the hose. You really can't mess them up, but still note the position of where these hoses go. So ladies and gentlemen, I think we've got everything on top that needs to be gotten. I'm gonna have to stick my head down there and verify this, but I don't see any more over here. The next thing that we're going to investigate is right there in front of us. We're going to see about loosening those bolts up. Two bolts, two nuts, and no, I'm not going to keep pulling on this. That's going to hurt them fingers again. I'm not all into that. We're going to go straight to a half-inch drive. So let's see what happens. Alright, so that one we don't need to pull just yet. So in a nutshell, that's the top side, I believe. Like I said, there is a good chance I forgot something, and we're gonna have to go back the other way, but it is what it is. Next thing that I'm gonna have to do is figure out where I'm gonna lift lift from. So this is the part that I was talking about, where this is going to be the exception. My life just got a lot easier because I've got my gantry over the top of it now. I'm already hooked up to the transmission, and I'm just going to put a jack right here. In and out, safety. I got jack stands on the back because I am lifting on the engine right here. So we are going to be safe about that. Later on, judging by all these brackets, and we do have a motor mount and all that good stuff, it probably will be okay. I'm going to try that out real quick to see how much pressure goes on this. Yeah, that's actually moving the whole entire transmission motor up already, so this is not even flexing. So the exhaust will be fine. Of course, we're not going to do that now, because we still got to get torque converter and all that good stuff. So my ladder here is ready because I got the transmission mount bolt. I got it in there. I'm not hanging on anything yet. Underneath, I already removed one of the starter bolts. There is a bracket, another wiring harness bracket that we need to remove, and then the other starter bolt that gets our starter out of the way. In this case here, I don't know. I shouldn't say because I don't know. I don't know if this is actually unbolted through the starter or the cover. There is a cover in the back. Now, we'll figure that out here in just a second. Either way, it's got to come apart. Well, that definitely loosened up our starter. You say I'm not going to. If you're wondering where I'm working, we're right here. Right above this bolt, there's another bolt. That is our bracket I'm talking about. Okay, that seems to be a 17. Once again, I don't have a light. That was relatively easy. Well, I think I might have already taken it off earlier. That is that same wire. Yes, it is. No, it's not. I don't know. Anyway, this is for the starter wires, so we'll put that back later. Got video evidence now that we need to put this back on, so I know we should be able to reach up here and just thread this out by hand. Hopefully we can go through the center cover right there instead of having to go through the starter hole. Makes things much more simple. So we'll see here in just a second what we got going on there. And it looks to be that we got to go through the starter hole. Oh wow, that is not cool at all. Well, that ain't gonna get it, so that has to be covered down here. Well, let's undo some bolts. Fourteen. 1 minute with the impact. That's the last one I can't get with impact. What? Let's see. Oh wow, that was good and tight. This vehicle here essentially don't have a lot of miles on it yet, but the transmission has completely failed in it, and it's apparently this is a common problem on this transmission. The valve body is You know, this had metal in it, quite a lot of it, and to go in there and start fiddling with valve body and all that good stuff is just not worth it. I found transmission with almost hardly any miles on it, and it was relatively cheap. So, all right. So, all that being said, we've got no bolts here. We got the bolts in the backside. These stay in. The top stays on. Not worried about any of that right now because at some point in time we are going to have to undo the CV axles. Let's see what we got here. Here. Good Lord, 10 miles long. And just to throw something else in there real quick, I did see somebody actually on YouTube doing this job, and I always like to see if there's a video already out for it. And this individual is telling people to change the rear seal. If I'm not misunderstanding what he's saying, he's telling people, oh, you might as well change the rear seal. No, you might as well not. If that rear seal ain't leaking, you should not be taking that apart. That's got to be properly aligned. Easy peasy. Now what size we're looking for, I do not know. 17 maybe, I don't know. Does this reach it? Nope, not quite. Not quite. First time I looked at it, I didn't think it was deep enough for socket, but I think it is. Would that be nice? Oh yeah. Oh yeah. Oh, like a glove. What you got, Willis? Highly recommend you're going to do this with a 6-point. This is a very shallow head. A very shallow head. I mean a very shallow head. These have a hole. I know they do. They use that many times. That is... Maybe I'll put myself a little bit of an extension on there. I don't have to fumble around with it. Might as well go where I can see it. Okay, a little bit longer extension. This one would work. Short extension will work. I'm using the 4. There's a little cover there for the inside, like your liner, and I don't feel like rubbing around and losing it, so we'll go this way here, and here were people going to get nuts. How you roll the engine? Do I care? No, I do not. Need to roll it the way it normally runs. It's your best bet, really, but I've never seen it have a bad effect, at least not anything that I've ever done. There's some of them out there that'll definitely produce enough slack they could actually skip a toot, so. And for that matter, I really honestly don't know what the timing on this thing looks like. I have no idea. See nothing. Yeah, that's one of extra special flex plates. God love it. No, not really. All aluminium. There's a piece of steel. That ain't gonna do nothing for me. It's still gonna roll. Easy does it right here, guys, so I'm gonna pause you up, get all them out. Oh, and by the way, I will say this, this job here is doable. I did a transmission replacement on a Escape, a 16 Escape. I would leave that one alone. That is going to be a lot harder transmission change than what this is. Pause you back up again. Do pay mind too. One thing before I forget to say this, whenever you're pulling a transmission, make sure that you know how far the torque converter sits back. Because I see this all the time. People set a torque converter and they don't go all the way into the last spline, and it creates a problem. No. Alright, so I'm over there prepping the CV axles to get ready to come out, so you'll have to undo the carrier bearing up here. That took me the longest. Oh, I got that cotter key right here. Of course, it's got cotter keys in these stupid bolts. I don't know why they did that. I'm afraid that shit's going to come apart. It takes a whole hell of a lot for a wheel to come undone, but this lady better be glad that I opted to take the wheels off, because the rears were completely loose. I mean, you could almost get the lug nuts off with your hands. Yeah, that does happen. It's a thing. What size would this be? Shoot, I don't know. And go with the impact socket, that is. That is a 17, by the way. I did guess that correctly. I don't know that it'll... Yeah, I didn't think necessarily this would pull that off. Do the other side real quick. I like to put those together when I take them off. I normally like to put the nuts back on the bolts as soon as I take them off. That way I know they go together. Just a habit, I guess. I suppose. Lord, that's stuck. That's stuck. Lord have mercy. Lord have mercy, Percy. That is some kind of wicked stuck. Garbage. So I've been having a problem with my brand new impact. Last time I did that, it didn't work. Now it works perfectly fine. Something going on with that thing. When it hits, it does hit. That's for sure. Can't say nothing about that. It's a beast. That's the finger getting part right there I don't like. It's exactly that finger getting part that I don't like. There we go. And one. And this one is hung.
You stuff.
Huh?
I was selling this, I got you stuff.
Alright, driver side, take it out. Passenger side, slide it over, move it over. Call it a day. Let's see, I thought I had all the bolts out on that side here. I'm fairly certain that I do, and that should be the case. I've got a 17 and a 14 holding it here, so now I'm going to have to go topside. Yeah, I'm going to go ahead and share this with you. I went and grabbed another battery real quick. Stupid eyes got me again. There's a hex on top of these studs. That's on the back of the transmission mount. Guess what? These things here, they just hung me up to no end. I kept tweaking it, go up, go down, go up, go down. Finally went up top and noticed that the mount was binding like crazy. So these studs gotta come out. Oh, that makes you want to jump for joy when that happens. No, not really, but it is what it is. Can't cry over spilled milk. Maybe now my transmission won't be binding up. Ow, sharp edge. Ow, not a sharp edge, it's splinter. Shoot, got a friggin' metal splinter. What are the odds? Yikes, that one hurt. That one hurt coming out, especially when you pull it the wrong way. There's them eyes again. I love them good eyes. Make sure nothing is hanging. I got a little plastic right there that needs to, we need to pull this just ever so slightly to get it past that plastic. And there that is, ladies and gentlemen. I don't know, can you see that real good? Yeah, something like that. You can see it. Well, there's that transmission. Poop, there it is. I know there's going to be people that's going to ask. So, considering my setup and all that good stuff, actually let me give you a quick look-see here. I'm going to grab a light. Matter of fact, I'm going to grab the whole entire camera. I'm going to shake and get over that part though. So, there's your pattern, so to speak. Got these bolts right here, then this one is for the access hole in the back. Whoops, probably didn't see that one. You got these here, and you got the last big bolt was up here. And up top right there, that one is a smaller bolt, that big bolt, big bolt, big bolt. It could have been a big bolt here too. Yeah, never mind. That was a big bolt. 1, 2, 3, 4 big bolts, 5 big bolts, and then the rest of them were smaller 14 millimeter headed bolts. There's your tone ring. That's a full-size tone ring built into the flex plate. Okay. All right, so like I said, if there's no leaks, leave that friggin' seal alone. Ain't no need in doing any of that. We'll turn you around. These 2 bolts right here in the back, that's what got me. Or they're not even bolts, they're studs. It sure got me. Everything else, we had it pegged down to the tiniest little screw. You know, I've had everything undone. I didn't have to go back on anything and never ever looked at service information. And no, I'm not saying that you don't need service information. I never said that, and I'm not going to make that claim. I'm just saying, experience, you don't necessarily have to have service information, but it does help sometimes. Because sometimes we do extra steps, or I do extra steps that really was unnecessary, but that's quite all right. I don't care. I'm perfectly fine with it. I'll make it easy on myself anyway. If I can take something off to get something out of my way that ordinarily, well, I got to twist my hands and I cannot twist my hands anymore. You know, old age will do that to you. If I got to get something out of the way, I will. Pooh. I mean, an extra 10, 30 minutes, shoot, an extra hour ain't going to hurt me. But that being said, I guess I could go ahead and upload that maybe tomorrow. Upload that on the YouTube, make that a part 1. No, I mean, pretty self-explanatory nothing that hard. And when I say, I know there's probably going to be some people that scream, "Oh, I can't handle an exhaust. You got to jack on exhaust." I'm gonna tell you guys, that thing is not that heavy. I just lifted it. You know, that exhaust is perfectly fine to put the jack on. You wouldn't want to push on it. You wouldn't want to do that, but for just resting it on there, that's perfectly fine. There ain't nothing wrong with that. I mean, this is as easy to turn as any of it. No, but I'll leave that up to you, to you guys. You know, form your own opinions. I get stuff done, and I don't break anything. So there's nothing more to be said. So we conclude this, and we shall continue when we get to transmission, which will not be tomorrow, because tomorrow's Sunday. So we'll see you on the next installment.